Welcome back to Hippie-Fari Reggae Radio and Podcast, folks. Today, we're sitting down with an artist whose sound blends modern reggae energy with thoughtful lyrics and strong live presence. We're going to talk about music, touring, creative process, and what's coming next. So wherever you're tuning in from, settle in and let's reason. So let's welcome E.N Young to the show. How's it going, Ian?
Hey, thank you for having me, Scotty. Give thanks. I appreciate you.
Thank Yes, blessings, man. Blessings. Thank you so much for coming on. When I first started this podcast over a year ago, you were one of the first people I reached out to, and I guess me consistently following up with you finally worked, man. I am forever grateful to have you on the show. So thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to have the opportunity. Yeah. Um, Things don't always work out with the schedule, but thank you for being persistent. I'm here and thanks for having me.
100%, brother. Persistence always worked out for me. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, bro. So I'll go ahead and get into the questions now. For people that are hearing you for the first time, how would you describe your sound and what you're trying to express through your music?
I'd say my sound leans towards roots, reggae, Jamaican vibe, kind of I got a lot of influence from Jamaica and from roots reggae music, so in general all around the world. So that's my sound. And yeah, my message is, just I'm really on a spiritual path. Like I've always, yeah, had just seen this life as something else going on besides what we live. I feel like there's, this life is a big test, and there's a lot of movement behind the scenes from a soul journey that we don't really see. So a lot of the lyrics reflect that, and just kind of the human experience, and going through it and making it through. Struggle and fighting, that's one point of it. And then, I always like to people that give people the power. So I'm singing about you taking back your power, and having be able to express yourself and to live knowing that you're enough, that you're powerful, and just fighting through this experience, this crazy experience we're living as humans, right? Yeah.
Right? That's absolutely beautiful, man. And I can totally attest to that. Your lyrics are extremely powerful, very spiritual. And one of your songs, "Inspiration," I'm telling you right now, that song, it's if I'm having a hard time, that song has gotten me through so many hard times and hard days after work. You know what I mean? Working the 9 to 5 grind, getting out and just
uh,
throwing that track on. It's absolutely beautiful. But all of your music is very, very uplifting and very spiritual. And you definitely, from what I've seen, you don't just preach it. It's something that you live, and it's definitely a lifestyle. It's an absolutely beautiful thing, man. So, what originally
uh,
drew you to reggae and this style of music? And how old were you when you actually knew that reggae was something that that you wanted to do?
I feel like it was destiny for me. Like there was
Yes.
small moments that meant a lot. So like when I had to been like 8 years old, a neighbor gave me a hat, and it was this weird. It was like I don't know. It was made of some weird material, and it was very much like a tam, like a Rasta tam, kind of how you're wearing, but for locks you could put in it. And it had this big
Yes.
like bubble on the top, and it had a little rim. And the neighbor was like, "I don't want it. You take it." It was like, yeah, the neighbor just gave it to me, and I had it in my house, and I used to put it on when I was 8 years old, and I was like, some significance of that.
Sure.
It led to everything, but it's a weird moment that I can't really explain, but it's weird that I had that. But when I was 13 years old, I got my first mixtape of songs from Jamaica, like classic reggae music. And it came from a friend that just came over, and he started playing reggae at 13. And I was always kind of like a rebel. I was always looking for my thing, not really for what others would show me. So I heard this tape, and the vibe just instantly, I was like, yo, I was like, dang, this is
Yes.
roots, this is like hard, I loved it. And I started playing that, and I loved it. And my brother Mike, he's a selector. We call him Chunky Roots, but me, and his brother Manuel. So us three were like brothers, my stepbrothers, and we wanted more reggae. So we found out that there was a local roots reggae shop called Trade Roots, and we would go to Trade Roots and get our parents to take us over there, and we would go there, and there was the elder roster was there. Elliot, he was wrapped up dreadlocks all the way up,
Hell
gray
yeah.
dreads. And he
Yeah.
rolled in, and I was just a 13-year-old kid, just rolling in, like just learning. And I rolled in, and he gave me respect. He's like, yo, youth man. He gave me respect. And I felt that Rasta energy, and I was like,
That's
yo, I was
beautiful.
like, this is something special. And we went in, and he was like, we started looking at the records, but we didn't know where to start. So
Right.
I didn't even have the artists that were on the mixtape. It was just like, I knew one
Yeah,
of
it was
them
just
was
a
was
date.
the first song was Bob Bellyful, and the second one was Don Carlos, but I didn't at that time, I didn't know. And it was like Barrington and a couple others, Mikey Dread, I think. I didn't know all the artists on it. So he was like, yo, if you're looking, he guided us. If you're looking for more roots reggae, check these vinyls. He's like, you could also get these CDs that I put them from vinyl onto CDs. So we started getting CDs
Nice.
at first, and then shortly after that, we would go and we'd start buying vinyl. So he got a record player, and now he has a wall of records, like all in his room, and he throws events and spins. So early on, we were just like collectors. We were like looking for the next roots vibe that would give us that feeling. We liked a lot of the minor tunes, if you know about music. The
100%.
minor, real tough tunes like Roots Radix vibe and Style Scott and that kind of energy, and yeah, so yeah, we would search for them and just go home and like put on the record and instantly put on the first track, and then hear 10 seconds of it and be like, oh, this is murder, next one, boom. And then just looking for
Yeah.
the tracks, and when the one would come on, we'd be like, oh, this is fire, and we were just young kids, so it became like our culture and our life. And as we tapped into the community, as we started going to shows, and there was a lot of Rasta elders that we met in the community. This band called Blood Fire Angels, and
Oof.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know if you know Ross David. He plays John David. I'm sorry, he plays bass in Florida, but he works with Tippy and all them. But he was part of that
Right.
that crew in San Diego, and so yeah, I just started getting heavy influence at a young age, and then I always played music, so I just started adapting what I knew of music to reggae. I played keys already. I started playing drums at 12. So um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So it was a great journey, man. I'm so grateful for it because it really gave me that spiritual energy of reggae music really gave me a straight and narrow path to keep on, and it does for a lot of people. Um and I realized that I was good at it right away because of music and everything. So I started joining bands and everything. But yeah, the rest is history. Is like that was my foundation of how I got into it.
That's beautiful, man. I can totally relate to you. When I was at a young age and I heard like Ross Michael, the Sons of Negus, and Black
Hmm.
Aruru, the Lovejoys, Apple Gabriel, I was just like, oh my God, this
Yeah,
is
all those
something
names you're
special,
saying.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, yes, it does something to you. You know what I mean? Like, and then when you hear the
yeah,
lyrics, how revolutionary they are. I was just because I was a member of Greenpeace when I was like 11 years old, and I was like, I knew I was, just a revolutionary kid, man. But hearing the reggae, I was
yeah,
like, this is the music, it's the feeling, and it's the lyrics. Everything just ties in together. You know what I mean? It just made it absolutely special, man. That's incredible. So,
I feel the same way.
could you just Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's a lot of the reggae artists that I talk to. It's from the young age, like they had that feeling, like they just knew it. Talking to Harrison Stafford from Groundation, he was like, "When I was 10, I
Yeah,
knew this was my music." you know,
yeah,
so
exactly. Same way, same way.
100%. So I know you have an awesome, amazing studio. Absolutely incredible. Not only you record there, but people can actually come in and record there. Could you kind of just tell us a little bit about that, and then walk us through your songwriting process, if you don't mind. Where do songs usually start for you? Are they lyrics, or is it music? Does it depend?
Yeah. So about the studio,
Yeah.
I went into an internship at a studio when I was 17. So at 17, I
Nice.
researched, yeah, like on my own. I saw it in like Guitar Magazine, or I don't know what it was. I was researching and saw like, oh, internship in a studio. There's an article, and I read it, did some research, found a program that links you with studios. So I went in at 17 years old. I had never recorded before. I barely started producing my own, reggae music, my own beats and stuff on a little keyboard I had. And so I went into the studio just not knowing anything. And I got this really good internship where on Mondays they would teach me recording for an hour. And then the rest of the time I would like sweep the floor, clean the place, and he would let me go in
Right.
on go in on sessions. And after a while he saw that I was talented and he let me record my own music. He's like, "Hey, I'll help you record your own music so you can see how it goes on the artist side." So I started recording, and it was just an incredible experience. I remember there's like a hippie dude, and he had long blonde hair, and this was in San Diego, long blonde hair, and he had his bong outside the studio, and he would go outside the studio and take a fat rip, and then he'd be like I see him coughing out there, and then after a couple weeks he would be like, "Hey, Ian, you want to hit it?" And I would always say no because I wanted to be sharp. Like this opportunity was big for
Sure.
me to have an internship, so I was like, "Nah, that the meditation's for later. I'll stay sharp." And he would teach me, and it was a great experience. Yeah, so that was my foundation to wanting to produce and wanting to be a studio owner, have my own studio. And after that I went to college and studied it, and I just kept on it. I kept on trying to produce and dreams of having a studio. And then at one point we had an apartment, and we turned the closet into a vocal booth, and I had like a separate room. It was like the first time I had my own space. So I had a bedroom and a closet, and we were just working from there. That's where we did like the first Tribal Seeds record and like a bunch of different
Yes.
things. People
Yes.
people were coming. I did my first album right before that too, Luck and Chance No More. And
Yep.
then that's when I put that out, that's when a lot of people started hitting me up to produce. Like, I want this sound. So um,
Yep.
I started giving that sound from my like from a bedroom in my apartment. And
That's
then
crazy.
I dreamed of having a studio because I played drums and I wanted full band vibes. So I dreamed of having a studio, and this was 2012, and there had just been the market crash, and so houses were available. There was My wife had found this house that was vacant for 2 years, and it was a short sale, so it was like on the cheaper side, and
Right.
um, there was a separated garage that this guy had custom built, and it was massive. It was like 40 by 30, and it had vaulted ceilings. It was huge. And two garage doors, like massive. And I rolled in the first time. She's like, "You got to check this place." And I went in and we had to jump the fence, and we went in. There was actually ducks in the pool. There was
Right.
ducks in the pool and fish in the pool.
Right.
Like the pool was only halfway filled. It was nuts. Like
That's
I couldn't
funny.
believe, like, there was the ducks like flew away when we got there. I was like, "What? This is
Like,
crazy."
who the fuck is
And
this?
so we went back. It was a separated, like where my studio is now, a separated building. We went back. I opened the garage, and she said my jaw just dropped. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is it. Like, this place is huge. This is it." And that night I went and drew how the studio was going to be laid out, like with the three isolated booths and two rooms, a control room. I wrote it out, and it took 11 months. We filled out an escrow twice because we weren't rich.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was playing bar
Yeah.
gigs and producing for just a little bit per hour, and like she was hustling too. She was in college. Like, we were hustling. So we barely scraped by. We fell out of escrow twice, and we had this like loan rep that was coaching us. She was like, we had to invest, I remember, 3,000 on like the roof and termites, and just to be able for them
Right.
to approve us. It was so crazy. So we didn't even know if we were gonna get it, and we had to invest all this money. And she was egging us on. She was like, "You got to do it. It's gonna happen." Like, and so we did it, and after 11 months, we finally got the place. And
Oh, it's sweet.
right away, I cleaned it up for like a month because it was sitting vacant for 2 years. It needed a lot of work.
Right.
And then we got it cleaned up. We moved in, and then immediately started construction. Got a little loan on the studio, and started going huge on it. Started building it, and it took 6 months to build. So full rebuild. We gutted it, and yeah, the first clients were like Hyrie coming in, and like Tribal
Oh
came in.
wow.
I actually joined Tribal
Yeah.
while I was building it. So like I was
Yeah.
touring in between, which is why it took so long. And then
Yeah.
when I got back, that was like the first we started rehearsing in there, and then I started with my project right after that. So I was like juggling, rehearsing with two bands, and then touring with two bands. It was, yeah, but that place was amazing. Like right away, it was a vibe, and like I've been there ever since, and it's been great. So yeah, Imperial Sound. Now I'm working with people all around the world. Like I'm recording people mobile from the Philippines, from like
Beautiful.
Spain, do all over all over the US, and yeah, the UK recently. It's been great. It's just been nonstop. So it's been really I really have a passion to serve artists,
Sure.
because when I was young, and I learned about producing, but I wasn't yet producing myself. So I would take my bands to different producers, and I saw the producers sometimes weren't really serving the artists as much. They were kind of on their ego trip and
Right.
putting all these carrots in front of you, like I'm gonna be able to do this from you, and charging too much. And I was like, man, when I get my skills down, I'm gonna offer a service to and really serve artists and help them, and
That's
not
beautiful.
and really just so when I'm in the studio, I mean, people can attest to this, that I'm just game on. It's just I'm on the whole time, no breaks, just full my work, and whatever the artist wants is what goes, and I'm serving them, I'm guiding them, making them feel comfortable, so they can like if they're a little shy or whatever, I'm just making them feel comfortable and feeling the power that they have, because they, we're amazing humans, and we're creatives, and this music is healing for us, and
Amen, brother. Yes.
yeah. So yeah, so I got to that level, and like that's been what my producing career has been like, and it's been really a blessing, man. I've been really enjoying it. And I forgot the other question you asked. You asked about
No,
my
just
songwriting.
yeah, walking us through your songwriting process. You know, some people have a process. Some people it's just organic, however it flows. Do you have a specific process? Would you start with the music or the lyrics, or do you just whatever? You just it's organic. It just goes.
A lot of the time I hear melodies, um so I played so much keys for so many bands, and I started singing a little bit later, but I'm playing the melodica, so many melodies going on in my
Yeah.
head, that I feel like I'm really fluid with soloing and melodies. Like I can basically just, it's a really blessing that I don't underestimate. Like I'm really grateful for this, is that I can solo and just keep going forever. Like I can just unlimited
Right.
melodies, like unlimited melodies at my fingertips. And a lot of the top musicians are at that level too, where they could just, and that's such a great, like, it's a great skill to have for songwriting, because I'll just be walking and I'll just pop into a melody will just pop in my head, and I'll open my voice notes on my iPhone and just be like, just say the melody real quick, and then I'll take that
Right. That's
melody
awesome.
and I'll put lyrics to it, and I'll make, and sometimes I'll hear back, and then I'll come out with another melody for like the verse or whatever, and it rolls pretty natural. And sometimes I hear I hear lyrics and melodies together. It'll just be like a line or a, some kind of vibe. And so, and it usually happens, it's crazy when we humans, I think when we're creative, it comes at a time of like when our brain goes into theta, like when we start to go into
Right.
meditation. That's
Right.
when I hear them. So when I'm in between things, when I'm driving, when I'm walking, or with the family, and we're just like on a vibe, we're heading towards somewhere, that's when I'm hearing it. Or like I'm doing
Right.
dishes, I'm on tour, I'm walking to the next place, whatever it is. So it's like these in between times. And I think that's when your brain starts to relax and starts to go into towards meditation, towards theta. And that's when like that's what inspiration is about, like when you feel that
Yes.
inspiration, you gotta like write it down,
When the
or
right time
execute on it,
comes. Yep.
because yeah, or else it'll be gone. Like the moment will be gone. So those moments
Right.
are, I think, when we're tapping in spiritually, when we're in theta, when our brain is open to it, we're like tapping into, the between this and the spirit world starts to blend. I believe that we kind of tap into, the muse or whatever. So a lot of the time it'll be in dreams too. Like I'll hear songs in dreams fully. Like I'll wake up and I'll just be hearing this song, like, and I'll go downstairs and like sing it. Sometimes you hear it. I'll hear my voice memo back from the middle of the night, and it's just like rubbish. It's just like because I just woke up, but
Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of the time I could see hear what I was going for, and yeah, that's mostly how my song writing goes.
It's
Pretty
absolutely
pretty
fantastic. And
natural.
I kind of want to touch on something that you said earlier about in the studio with, you know, recording Tribal Seeds. A lot of people don't even understand that that sound, that very unique sound that Tribal has a lot to do with you and your production. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah,
You know, so
they
that's
had their sound already. They had their sound.
oh
Like they definitely had a lot of the same influence that I'm from because
right,
I'm
right.
from San Diego, and especially
Uh,
South Bay San Diego. Like
right.
we're a roots town, so we get a lot of
Yes.
roots energy, and like reggae has been coming through San Diego a lot, you know. So
Yes.
and where are you? You're in Florida, right?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, yeah. So you get a lot of that influence too, but like San Diego was special. We'd always be bringing in artists, which led me to backing. Like I've backed like 30 plus Jamaican artists that have come through with my band Roots Covenant.
That's crazy.
We just I
Yeah.
did a 25-year reunion with them just last week at Belly Up in San Diego, but we grew up like backing Jamaican artists. So basically San Diego has this like mecca of reggae music, and that's how I got that tape, and that's how all of it happened because the roots are deep in San Diego. So I think Tribal is from the same area I'm from, and
Yeah.
my band Stranger too, and my band Roots Covenant. They're all from the same
Hmm.
area, so we all get that heavy roots influence. So we already had
Yes.
that like, when you like there's certain areas like if you go to you see like some Hawaiians that are like love roots, like they got it. You know what I mean? They got the harmonies,
Oh
they got
yeah.
the keys, the horns. They're like dialed
The
in. It's like
green.
that's
Yeah.
exactly. They just a lot of the Hawaiians like they just got it because of where reggae music is on the radio there, and they just grew up with it. So that's the same thing with
Right.
San Diego.
Yep.
So I feel like they had that sound already, and then they just um they heard my they heard my album.
Production. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they heard a song called Wicked Man that I have on my
Hmm.
first album. I later released a couple years ago released a remix with Michael Palmer. That song called Wicked Man. Check that one out. But that one's on my first album, and he said I want this sound. So we went in and did the first EP. But yeah,
That's
like I think
beautiful.
I had a lot of influence on them for sure. Like I wrote some of the songs
Yes.
and
Certainly.
just some chord progressions
Yeah.
and things, but they had a big influence on me too, and it was just I think it was just we just fit together, so it was a good match.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can totally relate to you. Tribal Seeds has had a massive influence on me and my wife as well. So, as well as yourself, absolutely fantastic stuff. It's just, it's pretty cool that your sound and your production shines through, and and some of their music, it's absolutely incredible. Such a beautiful thing. So,
Yeah, yeah, you could,
oh, go ahead, bud.
no, 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 go ahead. That's it. Thank you.
Uh,
Appreciate that.
so how much of your music comes from personal experience versus like maybe something you observe or you trying to tell a story?
Yeah, I heard um my wife was watching the Taylor Swift documentary the other day. And I
Nice.
was, yeah, I'm doing day, and I was
Yep.
listening to it. I was like, I hear what she's saying. She really cares about people. It's not bad. I
She
sat down
does,
and started
bro.
watching it. Yeah, it's dope.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
so I started listening to it a little bit. She was talking about that perspective. Like, there's one of the albums where she wrote it from a stories perspective, where she was talking
Hmm.
about stories. But I think, and I could see that perspective. And I definitely, I come from just more of the angle of what I've been through. So I'm speaking a lot
Perfect.
like Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm is just about like, going through it. Like this human experience is difficult. Like there's a lot of
Sure.
times when you have the self chatter and self talk, self negative, like I really feel for all humans and for what we go through. It's kind of a crazy experience. Like I do think it's designed for a reason though. I think we're not supposed to know, but I think that
Right.
it's for our soul to grow. Like the reason why we have this self chatter and all these hills and obstacles we got to jump over and climb to the top. I feel like it happens for a reason, so our soul can grow. And I think that's the purpose of this. I don't obviously don't know all the details to it, but I think that that's why we're here. I think there's a big purpose to all this. It's not just random. It's not just, I think
Amen.
there's something going on spiritually here. And so a lot of my songs are about that. Like, it's just about living this experience, and it gets real tough at times. And and also you have to learn how to soak in the moments when there's joy and really like get the positivity out of this life and out of
Yes.
moments. And I think sometimes I and others overlook like the good moments. Like, nothing's going, you don't got
Right.
to trip right now because everything's good. Like, you don't got to be fight or flight. You can enjoy this
Right.
moment right now and not create
Yeah.
more drama. And I think
Yeah.
that's part of the journey that we're in. So a lot of my writing goes to that, but I'm also writing about, love story towards my wife, and like
Yeah.
moments that I've been through and with my child, and like yeah. And I kind of tell it from perspective, like, if you're going through this, then maybe you could shift to this, or maybe, that kind of energy where it's just like it's just a reason. I'm just reasoning with the listener about this life experience kind of thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and I can definitely relate to what you were saying about how there's definitely a purpose for it. It's not all just random. One of my favorite quotes is, God does not play dice with the universe, and I firmly believe that. Everything we are here for a reason. Everything has a purpose, and we do need to embrace the moments of joy and not just kind of blow them off because they are sacred and they're definitely divine. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. So, it's kind of what
Absolutely.
I've been looking forward to asking you this question. Reggae is always carried messages of consciousness, resistance, and unity. How do you approach that responsibility as an artist? Because you definitely carry that message.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not really like a responsibility. To me, it's
Okay.
just what I grew up on and what I felt
Right.
naturally. So I'm just more naturally going with what I feel. So the reason I think reggae resonated with me is because of that message, like the messages of
Sure.
Rastafari coming through, like, and the
Yes.
positive work, standing up for your rights, being connected to nature and just righteous movements. Like, I feel that that all resonated with me from a young age. Like, I was already that. Like,
Yep.
I wanted to resonate it with people that are like-minded. And I felt, this Rasta community, this reggae energy just resonated with me right away. Like, this was me. So I was like, yo, I was like, so for me, it's not really a responsibility. It's more, comes natural, but I still like stand up and fight for it. Like, it's part of
Amen.
my
Hell
every,
yeah.
like, within me, and what I'm reasoning with others, like, or what I'm saying on the mic. And it's still I guess it is a responsibility for me to continue to say it and to bring it
Sure.
up. And because yeah, like, I don't think that, I think that we're supposed to be conscious of what we're doing. We're supposed to check ourselves
Amen.
and check for others. And I don't and I will call someone out, and I'll preach that we need to be doing that. And so that just comes natural to me, and it's been kind of my culture and evolution growing up with Rasta and reggae music. So I think that yeah, it's important to me, to put this message out. So yeah, I just keep going with it. It's just it's part of my mission.
That's a beautiful thing, man. So let's talk about real quick what you've been working on recently. I know you just had a new track come out with the movement, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have
Yeah.
any new
Yeah.
singles, EPs, or projects on the way? And you want to talk about that track real quick?
Yeah, just, I mean, that song just dropped a couple days
True
ago on
happiness. Yeah.
Friday.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's been
Great
one
tune, man.
week. Thank you.
Yeah, January
Yeah,
2nd, I think it came out. So 8 days ago. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so it's a big tune. I sent that one to Josh, and he was right away just like, "Yeah, I love it. I'm down."
That's great.
And sent it over, and actually right away too, I sent it to Kyle Slightly Stupid, and he heard it with the movement and me on it, and he loved it too, and he was gonna do it. He was like, "Yeah, I'll go," and it didn't end up working out because he wanted to do some other things.
Oh,
But
man. That
we're
would have
gonna
been
we're gonna do
sick.
another track though soon. We got plans for sure. Like, me and him go way
That's
back.
right.
So but yeah, it was just, it came along naturally, like, and quick. And then yeah, and I love that. Um, I love that kind of feel of the pocket of the music. It kind of feels like a
Right.
midnight kind of energy, kind of feels like midnightish, you know, that
Yeah,
monotone
Vaughn
drone
Benjamin.
bass line. Yeah, kind of like Ron style on the bass.
Right.
Repeating drone over the chords. So I
Yes.
feel that energy, and then it's just talking about how to find that true happiness. Basically, it's just like you got to be strong. You got to look for it within. It's not going to come from an external place. It's
Right.
not someone else that's going to make you happy. You have to choose happiness on your own, and then link with other people that are doing the same thing. But I think
Right.
that's an important thing to just keep the energy, keep your vortex of your life like in that positive energy. Like if it starts to go down, you got to bring it up. You got to stay up. And so
Yes.
that's what that whole song is about. But yeah, that one's dope. Check that one out. And I've been before that. I released one called "One Light, One Love" with Big Mountain and Maxi Vargas.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's a wicked tune too. One Light, One Love. I really like that one. Music video should be dropping soon with that one. And before that one, I did Higher Self with Mike Love.
Yes. Shout
And
out Mike Love. Love that
yeah,
guy.
yeah, we checked that music video. We just dropped that one. Yeah, Mike Love's brought that to life, and I toured with him, and we played it a lot on the tour. It was amazing. He
I
had
bet
my drum and
touring with
bass
him
come
was
up.
a trip.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we're very alike. Like we get
Yeah.
along very well. And I've known him for a long
Yeah.
time, and we
Yeah.
get along very well. So it was just like being with my friend. It was just my friend.
That's
We're
so
just
cool.
touring. He's such a humble guy, and everyone
Yep.
all his band, as they're such good people. The Ohana, they're such good people. So
Yep.
to roll with them every day was just a pleasure. It was just smiles and love every day,
Oh, it's
and we would
wild.
just do the thing on stage, and it was just really like it was just same energy, just same vibe. He feels the same way about reggae, and we're just very similar. So yeah, that, and then I also released "Is This Love," Bob Marley tune, Wailer's tune,
Yes.
a cover
100%.
a cover of it. So those are the four tunes I put out recently. And then I hope to have an album out. So I already have maybe like 8 or 9 singles that I've put out, maybe eight. And then I plan to release an album soon. So it'll be my fifth studio album. So I have a bunch of demos started. So I plan to finish these demos and have them ready, and not have anyone listen to them, like not have them released. And then when I
Right.
release the album, I'll have like a 15-song album that has a bunch of new songs that people haven't heard. So, and then I
Yes.
hope to drop that on vinyl, because even
Ah,
after all those
yes.
vinyl
Nice.
stories I just said, I've never printed vinyl in my time, in my day,
No
never
kidding.
once have printed vinyl. So this will be my
Wow. That's
first
awesome.
vinyl, and then I hope to print a lot more, because I've been people have been asking about it a lot, and it's been great. So it's just a great it's a great energy to bring, to throw back, to have an actual needle, pressing the
Yes. And
grooves
it's,
and listening on
yes.
vinyl. It's important.
And that's making a
So yeah,
huge
that's
comeback, man. A lot of people are listening to vinyl now. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
even
it's
young
like a
kids now are
cult.
just really in love with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a
Yep.
culture thing. Yeah, it's dope.
Sure. Yep. And the sound is just
So
so much better. I love the clicks and pops, man. I love the analog sound of vinyl. But I
yeah,
just,
yeah, and
it's just softer and warmer. It's nice, man. It's like, oh yeah.
yeah, and I master a lot for other artists. I master for vinyl because everyone wants vinyl, so I'm mastering for vinyl, and just what you have to go towards for vinyl and mastering this like warm, this warm sound. And
Yeah.
then
Yes.
it's already sounds like that on the master because you have to master it like that, and then you put it on the vinyl and you hear it through the needle, and the clicks and
Ooh,
pops like you mentioned. It's just so authentic and warm. Yeah, it's
it
great.
is. It is. Yeah, it takes you back. It just makes you feel good. You know, when you first hear that record hit. That's so awesome, dude. So that's definitely amazing amazing news. That was great to hear about your tour with Mike Love, and you say some beautiful things about him. He's such an amazing artist. But you've definitely got some touring. Are you in the middle of a tour now, or are you about to start one? Because I know I'm about to see you in Florida in 7 days.
Yeah, yeah, we're doing the
In
Florida show.
Orlando. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked on that. We just sold it out, so that's great.
Yeah, I
It's a
know, bro. That's incredible.
small little brewery, but I wish I had more space because there's a lot of people like I didn't get tickets, you know. But
I know. I was thinking, I was like, can you upgrade to a bigger venue? You already sold it out. I was
yeah,
like, damn.
I think yeah. The thing is that the owners of this venue, it's one of their first big shows. They just got the place, and they're so
Yeah.
sweet. They're being so nice to me and so cool.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna do it there, and then yeah, maybe we'll hit another venue the next time. We'll see how this place is because I've never been there, so we'll check it out. But yeah, we sold it out. I'm stoked on that. I'm grateful,
Yes.
and I'm not in the middle of a tour right now. I'm just kind of doing spot shows. So
Okay.
I think the energy along with bus, like trying to do West Coast bus tour. I this year I have a strong desire to jump on airplanes and fly to like, do a East Coast weekend, do a Florida weekend and things like
Yeah.
that. So
Hell yeah.
we got some things coming up. We may be hitting Virginia Beach and Florida again in
Yes.
March.
Nice.
So yeah, I think planes are really accessible for me because I can from San Diego I can pop like and the other side of the world real quick, And
Yep.
so with bus, I kind of the last like I haven't been to the East Coast for a little while because I just been doing
Right.
the bus thing. So I just like, and you can't really you have to be out for a long time to get to the East Coast. And I just been doing short runs. So yeah, but now I'm really feeling the energy of like jumping on an airplane and touring. So I hope to do more of that this year and hope to go see a lot of people are always on the East Coast, like, yo, come over here, or Florida, or like New Mexico, the central areas,
Yep.
Texas and all that. And I think I just be jumping on planes and I'm getting my fly rig dialed in so I'm be able to
Yeah, right.
fly and still give a big good show and the whole thing. So I'm excited to do some touring in 2026 for sure.
And that's great that you mentioned Virginia Beach. I mean, if you sold out in Florida, you're definitely selling out in Virginia Beach. That's one of my favorite reggae scenes. I love the VB reggae scene. All the people there, just
Yeah.
beautiful people. They have such amazing bands coming out of there too, bro. Absolutely
Yeah.
incredible reggae music comes out of Virginia Beach.
Yeah,
That's very
exactly. We'll
cool.
see if that happens. Doug just hit me up about that, and he's been loyal, trying to get me over there for a long time. So, yeah, I guess he bought a venue. I forgot what the venue is, but yeah, we're gonna start to play. Definitely start to go out to East Coast on some flights. I'm grateful.
That's awesome, man. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you here on the 17th. And shout out to your opening band, Florida Days. They're good friends of mine. They're absolutely fantastic human beings. So it's going to be a wonderful show. I would love to tell people to come, but you can't because it's sold out. If you don't have tickets,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate. But we'll definitely have to get you back here sooner than later, so you can
Yeah,
sell
give
out an even
thanks.
bigger venue. So
Give
awesome, man.
thanks.
Well, uh, before we wrap up, where can people find E.N Young's music? Give us your websites, obviously your social medias. Where can they find you if they want to listen and check out, any merch or anything you have coming up? Just kind of keep in contact with you.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for that. If you want to link with me, and send me some, DMs, direct message, link with me, just send me an Instagram message. So hit me
Hmm.
on Instagram, it's E period N Young. And you can see me on Instagram, on Facebook. If you send me messages on them, I usually get back pretty quick. Would love to link up with you. And if you're interested in producing, you need me to produce or anything like that, you could hit up my website, Ian Young Music, and .com, and check that out. There's pages like my tour shows are there, my shows, my production, and you can link to Spotify there and all my socials. But yeah, link up with me. Yeah, jump on my email list because I'm always sending emails and connecting with people. So would love to connect with you.
Awesome, man. And last thing before we go, this world there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, man. There's bombs going off. There's wars being started. There's just all sorts of unrest. What's one thing that you could say to people, to give them kind of hope in this crazy environment that we're actually living in right now, man?
Well, a lot of the time I like to zoom out on this human experience, like I've been talking about. It's because I mean, the wars and the bombs and the mistreating humans, like it's kind of
Right?
always it's kind of always been, yeah. I mean, if you
Sure.
think back, like we've always been at war, even
Sure.
into the modern time, and before that, we were still in wars,
You'd
living,
think we could have
like.
done better by now, though.
But I
Yeah.
feel like this is, I feel like it's part of our evolution as humans, as
Right.
the
Right.
souls that we are, and we're learning and we're growing. I feel like that we're supposed to go through these dark times, if you will, where we're fighting each other and
Sure.
hating on each other,
Right.
because we're so that, or else we would never learn. And I think
Right.
we're eventually gonna get to a place where we're gonna be so conscious that we're not gonna want to fight each other like we are now and hate and kill
I
each
love
other.
that.
Like we're not gonna. So I feel like zooming out helps me, to kind of put perspective on the whole thing, because yeah, we've always been like, even back to like wars with, like, groups and tribal war and things, like it's always been. And
Sure.
even these days you see people hating on, like, I mean, I get some crazy hate on social media, like people talking, like if I'm putting out posts or whatever, people will be hating on like my dreads or how I look, or I'm
Right.
faking an accent or something like that, even though this is exactly
Sure.
how I talk. I'm not.
Right.
They're just, and they'll be hating on whatever they can. They say
Yes.
appropriation, like I'm taking
Yep.
appropriation. I'm taking the Jamaican culture and I'm using it for
I
my
get
own.
that too.
Yeah, so much. And
Yep.
so yeah, I feel the hate first off, and then we have wars around the world. Like, we have many wars that are happening right now around the world, and people literally just killing each other and hating, and like there's so much conflict. But I feel with the internet and with us starting to talk, like me and you now are talking. You're in Florida, I'm in Chicago right now, but in San Diego, like
Yep.
across the world, we're able to talk. And I think by us talking like that, and now we're really, like, we've had social media for some years and everyone's really connected. And so I think with that connection, we're gonna be able to talk, and knowledge is getting out there. So like,
Sure.
even with AI, and like being able to ask AI certain questions, and it's tapping into everything us humans have written before. So we're not able to hate so easily. Like, I think what's
Right.
gonna happen is the knowledge is, people are gonna look down at like haters. Are gonna be like, dude, you're dumb. Like, we're not doing that no more. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're not. Yeah,
Yes.
like people are gonna be like, come on, you got to come to the light and you got to be better. And I think if you are having struggles, I feel that just be easy on yourself, because this life is tough. Like, there's definitely these, my wife calls them ants, like automatic negative thoughts that are happening in our
Yeah.
head. Like,
Yep. Yep.
self-talk is real, and they come no matter what. Like, you're on a good energy, and then all of a sudden you start to dream or something, you start to daydream, you start to think, and these negative thoughts come, and you're like, why the fuck am I thinking? It's the craziest
Right.
thing.
Yes.
So I feel like
Yep.
it's our programs that we've had from when we were children, and our parents did the best they could, and because they have their own traumas and everything, and we have our programs, and we're just like this cycling this human from life to life. And so these programs that we're in are those negative thoughts, but we can really reprogram, and we can really be conscious and rise above these negative energies. So like, when those ants come, try to program. I use like a lot of positive affirmations, so I'm like listening
Sure.
to Spotify of positive affirmations, like, I am powerful, I am strong,
Yep.
I can do anything.
It's
Those we
so
need to
important.
yeah, we need to reprogram the subconscious, so that we can get our vortex, get in this positive energy, in the eye of the storm, where we're just positive. And I think that's really the key to rise above struggles in this time. And I do think we're evolving, like we're still in the thick of it for sure as humans, but I feel like years ahead of us, like lifetimes ahead, where I think that we're going to evolve to where we're more on a spiritual energy, and less hating on each other, more conscious
Right.
individuals. A lot of what Rasta teaches, a lot of the natural ways,
Right.
and
I
loving
tall.
each other and rising up against negative. Yeah, yeah, eating
Right.
ital, and like,
Yes.
yeah, so I eat all vegan, and like I try to stay
Nice.
conscious, and it's just those teachings I think are really important. So um yeah, I would say, if you're going through the struggle, I would say, just don't be so hard on yourself, and know that you're gonna fuck up,
Right.
and that every minute is a new minute to restart. You know, it's like you can restart the energy. Like, okay, I'm gonna take a minute and restart the energy, because every moment is another moment to make positive works and flip things to the positive. And so even if and it goes to helping others too. Like, even if you see someone, I say this a lot, but if you see someone in the store or something and you offer one smile to them, you just smile at them, that could literally change their day. And like
That's right.
they could smile to the next person, and then it helps another person, and then that
That's
can
right.
ripple to help the whole, store that they're in, and then the whole community, and the whole, state that we're in, and country, and the whole world.
Sure.
So I feel like it can ripple, that positivity can ripple through the whole world. So one positive action can do it. So like, be easy on yourself and try to flip it to positive and try to do that. And this is not it's not easy. For sure it's not easy. It's very difficult. We're all going through this human experience, and we live it, so we know. But yeah, just try to flip it and stay positive. And all my love on your journey. It's a tough one.
That's
It's a
beautiful.
crazy one.
That's that's beautiful. I'm so glad I asked you that question, man. That was a really amazing answer. Me and my wife talk about, the conscious revolution all the time, and she's a firm believer that that's the way that it's going to go down. Just, through
Yeah.
consciousness. It doesn't have to be violent. We as a people will change. So, Ian, thank you so much for that answer, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come on the
Yeah,
show,
Scotty.
man. Definitely appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. Woke up this morning very excited. So, thank you so much for coming on Hippie-Fari Reggae Radio and Podcast. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you in 7 days here in Florida,
Yeah.
man, for your show with Florida Days. Very excited about that.
Yeah, big love to the Hippie-Fari podcast and the radio show. And Scotty, thank you so much. Sending big love. Appreciate you for having me. Thank you for getting me on here. Love.
Be- Beautiful, Ian. Much love.